till you remember that according to some, pizza comes in both New York style and Chicago style. But does it really? Well, today we're going to attempt to answer the question, is Chicago-style pizza real pizza? But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel and let us know in the comments below what other pizza-related controversies you would like to hear about. Fingers crossed we can get to the bottom of this, because if we can't, the globe may never be the same again. Pizza. We've all had it. Dough, sauce, cheese, and a selection of toppings. It's pizza. You know it, you love it, you're probably getting hungry just from watching this video. Italian in origin, American by popularity. It's a food for the ages. But Chicago style? What is that exactly? Pizza that wears a Cubs hat and won't stop talking about Michael Jordan's glory days? Well, frankly, there's multiple versions of Chicago style. But its main characteristic is that the ratio of sauce to cheese is inverted. The cheese is below the sauce. And typically speaking, Chicago-style pizzas are a deep dish. While there are folklorish elements to this story, Chicago-style pizza is so new, culturally speaking, that we actually do have some rough genealogy of where it came from. Believe it or not, Chicago-style deep dish pizza was first served at Pizzeria Uno, founded by Richard Ricardo and Ike Sewell in 1943. The pizzas were cooked in a pie pan with dough constructed from scalded milk, butter, and sugar. This wild experiment took off, and the rest was history, sort of. The truth is that Pizzeria Uno's recipe was the bedrock of the business, and was pretty successful in its day. But it was cook Alice May Redmond that later evolved the recipe with olive oil and a secret dough conditioner to make the texture more pliable and malleable. This allowed her to get deeper pizzas and have more stiffness to the crust. In fact, some pizza historians insist that the Redmond editions were what truly made Chicago style the mainstay that it is today. To make things even more complicated, there's yet another contender in this complex debate over credit. You see, while most acknowledge that Pizzeria Uno is the inception point, and that Redmond definitely did evolve the recipe, others claim that Uno's other chef, Rudy Malnati, was the true creator and evolver of the recipe. Malnati supporters, which we'll call Malnatiacs, insist that he was the one who took what had been established and added more sauce, cheese, and toppings to make the iconic deep dish pizza we think of today. Rudy's sons Lou and Rudy Jr. also worked at Pizzeria Uno and eventually spun off and founded Lou Malnati's Pizzeria in an attempt to carry on their father's legacy and push back against what they felt was the continuing stealing of due credit. The real question is, are any of these people the true heroes of the Pizza Rebellion? Who can say? Each faction has its detractors and proponents. What can be said for sure is that the jury is still out on if Chicago-style pizza is pizza at all.
I don't understand you people. I mean, all these picky little points you keep bringing up, they don't mean nothing.
By the time the 70s were rolling around, the idea of the Chicago-style pizza was finally starting to really catch on. In fact, there were two chains that popped up selling Chicago-style. Nancy's Pizza, founded by Rocco Palese, and Giordano's Pizzeria, founded by brothers Efren and Joseph Pollo. But the Pollo brothers weren't happy with just continuing to sell Chicago style as it was. They felt the need to push things even further, and they started creating stuffed pizzas. And Rocco Palese, who was apparently not terribly original but could recognize a good idea when he saw it, decided to follow suit. To that end, he created a stuffed pizza based on his mother's recipe for scarchetta, which is an Easter Italian pie. While these dishes had their moment, they never quite reached escape velocity. But the cat was out of the bag. Chicago-style pizza was fully entering the cultural consciousness, and by all indications, it was here to stay. That's when the pushback started. To really understand the divide between Chicago and everything else, you have to simplify things. New York-style pizza is, well, pizza. Chicago-style, on the other hand, is a style of pizza. Italian immigrants brought the idea of pizza over from the old country. And you know what it looked like? Pizza. Chicago-style pizza is an interesting evolution, departure, and arguably improvement on the source material. But it's inarguably not the original, and that's where the debate stems from. The critique of Chicago style is that it's too similar to other types of Italian cuisine, and that it borrows too many of the core attributes of other popular dishes. A common refrain being, it's not pizza, it's lasagna with a crust. Even Jon Stewart eventually got in on the debate in a now iconic rant.
It's a casserole.
And the critics have a point. Deep dish pizza is basically a casserole. But you know what? Casseroles are delicious. So who cares? What do you care if a delicious and savory delight happens to be called pizza? No one freaks out because a scoop of ice cream pressed between two wafers is referred to as a sandwich, even though it doesn't involve any bread. So why is the pizza thing such a big deal? Well, the answer is that pizza is taken very seriously in the United States. Americans value it. Plain and simple. Like it or not, it's one of the culinary lifebloods of the nation. People, in fact, care so much about the whole "is Chicago pizza really pizza" thing that a Thrillist article was written about this exact topic, attempting to get to the bottom of the case once and for all. Simply put, they took the issue to court. Not literally, but they hired a lawyer named Nicolette Ward and quizzed her on the legal qualifications of what is and isn't pizza. And here's what the article had to say about her interpretation of what pizza is. Ward notes that legally, the minimum threshold of pizza is crust, tomato, salt, and oil. And the maximum is that, but with one kind of cheese and some garlic. So, wait, toppings aren't included in the maximum definition? Really? Does that sound right? No, it definitely does not sound right. But she is a lawyer. So, apparently, you have to listen to her.
I graduated top of my class at Yale.
And that means that the people who think Chicago-style pizza is pizza are technically correct, which, as Futurama taught us, is the best kind of correct.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
That being said, while Chicago-style might technically be pizza, it's doubtful anyone in their right mind, when asked to mentally picture a pizza, would think of a Chicago-style deep dish option. Like, you just don't see it. No one is arguing that deep dish isn't tasty, fun to eat, or even sometimes preferable over New York. Sometimes the mood strikes you and you just want a Chicago-style pizza. But be real. New York pizza is pizza, while Chicago pizza is like pizza. Nonetheless, the argument that Nicolette Ward puts forward is sound and can't really be denied. Crust, sauce, tomato, and oil. Chicago-style pizza is definitionally real pizza. Well, case closed. It's settled. Great job, everybody. Pizza is one of the most popular dishes around. It's eaten all over the world. It's loved by people of all walks of life. It's an undying classic that will no doubt be here well after you and everyone else on the planet has perished. You could even make the case that the sun will go cold before people will stop enjoying a tasty slice. What you can't argue, though, is that Chicago pizza isn't pizza. It very much is. Sure, it might not be the type of pizza you like, or the kind of pizza you think of when asked about your favorite late-night snack, but empirically, it is pizza. As pizza as New York style is to the original Sicilian style that made its way over from Italy. And that's the beauty of cuisine. It's always evolving, and it's always changing to reflect the people that serve and eat it. And what Chicago-style pizza tells us about the American experience is, well, who knows? But the fact that people are still debating if it is or isn't pizza close to 100 years after its inception proves that it has longevity and durability. Those two qualities alone are reflective of the people who created it, and that's something to be deeply proud of. Pizza extends to the upper echelons of global culture, but its roots are in the immigrant, the downtrodden, and the less fortunate. And that's what's inspiring about it. Sure, carbs and sauce and cheese are delicious, but it's also pizza's humble origins that earn it the respect and love from people from all walks of life. To debate what is real pizza is as American as America.
When I look at your deep dish pizza, I don't know whether to eat it or throw a coin in it and make a wish.
But at the end of the day, we are all Americans and we all love pizza. So what do you think? And what's your favorite style of pizza? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from Weird History.
Can y'all hear me? It's saying that StreamYard's lost access to this. What the hell? I don't know. Say StreamYard lost access. Okay, I'm good. All right, man. The landlord is in the building. Man, they've been throwing me off live all day. Yesterday, today. Gil say I own 100% of nothing. So I want to show y'all 100% of nothing. What 100% of nothing look like, y'all. This is what 100% of nothing look like. I got my OEAs up here working. This is what 100% of nothing look like. Hey, Charleston Bum, I don't want to see you talking about no pretty apartments and shoes and clothes no more. Get you some business about yourself. Niggas ain't got no business about themselves doing all the talking. Y'all ain't got no business about yourself doing all the talking. Let me step to the side. Let me get my swagger lit, man. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. I'll be right back.